That was one of the crappiest things that I ever witnessed, and I spoke out. And I think you're a piece of crap for saying stuff like that. One of my initial shoot interviews that I've ever done was me really blasting Triple H about that condescending, petty sense of humor that he has, especially dressing down a talent and literally saying, you did steroids and now you're off the gas. People could say that's not what he meant. Chris says, I didn't take too much offense to it. But this is a dude that had a legitimate problem and came back, and to do that, and you do it to a guy. I would love to see Triple H do that to Brock Lesnar or Batista, say something like that to them live on TV or in a pre-recorded segment. Yeah, that's what I'm saying before. Like, everybody talks about Triple H and this big love fest about he's the father figure, and even Shawn to a degree. Those are the guys I know, and those are the guys that personality does creep up from time to time that has not completely left that guy. Why would you do that? What's the point of that? And by the way, DX were baby faces in that promo. What good does that do? That was one of the crappiest things. I'm going to try not to curse because I felt like doing an F-bomb. That was one of the crappiest things that I ever witnessed, and I spoke out. And I think you're a piece of crap for saying stuff like that. And to this day, I'm not gonna waver from my viewpoint, my accurate, educated viewpoint, that's the dude that other talent had to deal with, especially when you're supposedly one of the boys, but you're really in power because you're married to the boss's daughter. So if he was anybody in the locker room and said that on TV, Chris would be in his face. Somebody else would have knocked him out or broke his big nose, and that would have been the end of it.
At the time, did you feel like it was, as far as either steroids go or the testing go, was it one rule for the undercard and one rule for the main eventers?
1,000,000%. Your value as a human being is determined by your push and how you draw money at the time. And for being a fake subjective business, they can put anybody in those spots. NXT is kind of an example that they can just plug in anybody. It's just a company. But back then, obvious people had more political leeway to do more things of what they want. And Randy Orton has spoken about how he's trashing hotel rooms, and Cody talked about ripping urinals out. If that was anybody who wasn't figured in to be a part of the long-term plans, and Randy has earned his spot over and over again and drawn money and definitely matured since then. So I'm all for people getting second and third chances, but just make it a little bit more objective across the board. That creates kind of a toxic atmosphere in the locker room, but here's the thing. It's always going to be that way. It's never going to change. Kind of like the jobber term in last week's episode. That's never going to change. That's a part of the, okay, what do I, and I'll tell you this right here. I said straight to Johnny Ace one time during the end of my time that I didn't know was towards the end. They were drug testing me. And I turned to Johnny and I said, if you guys are planning to get rid of me, if you're planning to release me, just release me. Do not use the crutch that I failed the drug test, because I don't have anything like as far as to be anywhere near, how should I say, I can't take pride that, with my spot on the card, I can't really be proud of the fact that I'm not living up to my potential that I feel like I'm able to accomplish. But if you guys even dare say I failed an effing drug test, I will sue this company, because that's the one last thing, ethics, values, what I have to hang on and look at myself as a man in the mirror. If you try to falsely take that away from me, I'll sue this effing company, and I don't care if I lose every dime, because you're not going to take that away from me. It's true. Like, what? Don't do that.